Good evening. Also, Tamworth boy who's battling more than his fair share of medical problems. 12-year-old Adam Bevan has undergone surgery to remove his cancerous lymph gland. But complicating his recovery, he's suffering a very rare flesh-eating fungus. Adam Bevan is a big boy for his age. At 12 years old, he's 180 centimetres tall and weighs 92 kilos. Son of Wayne and Judy Bevan, he attends Peel High School. In June this year, he was diagnosed with cancer of the lymph gland. It's been removed, but because of the chemotherapy and steroid treatment, his immune system is low. When he grazed his knee at school, he contracted an extremely rare flesh-eating fungus. He was rushed to Melbourne's Alfred Hospital, where he's being treated in an oxygen tank. Adam loves karate and basketball, and to help him in the toughest event of his life, basketball stars Tony Ronaldson and Andrew Gaze visited Adam in hospital.
Hospital? The King, I guess.
Probably, yeah.
His grandfather Alf in Tamworth told us today Adam will undergo further surgery on Friday in a bid to save his leg, which has been partly eaten away by the rare fungus.
They want to get the skin off his back and graft it onto the vessels in his legs so that they can save his leg.
His mother and father and sister Kelly are flown to Melbourne to be with him in the Alfred Hospital.
Adam's doing marvellous. He's doing better than all of us. He hasn't complained or whinged or moaned or groaned.
The entire family is focused on helping 12-year-old Adam get through his trauma and to try and save his leg.
When he goes past, he puts his thumbs up, says, "I've still got it." And he hasn't cried, he hasn't complained, he hasn't done anything.
Good evening. Also, Tamworth boy who's battling more than his fair share of medical problems. Adam Bevan is a 12-year-old Peel High student who enjoys karate and basketball. He was diagnosed with cancer of the lymph gland early this year and underwent surgery and chemotherapy. But to complicate matters, he contracted the rare fungal virus after scraping his knee at school. His family is with him in Melbourne. His grandfather in Tamworth is in daily contact with the family and told us today Adam is now eating again. He hadn't had a proper meal for more than a fortnight. He was visited in hospital by basketball stars Tony Ronaldson and Andrew Gaze. The fungal virus has eaten away at his left leg. There were fears he could lose it. He'll undergo skin graft surgery on Friday. Doctors will use pig's hide for the grafts. Adam's family is staying with him in Melbourne while he's undergoing treatment in the Alfred Hospital. By phone today, he told his grandfather he'll be walking again in no time. Following treatment for cancer of the lymph gland, Adam Bevan was airlifted to Melbourne's Alfred Hospital by helicopter. He was diagnosed as having a very rare flesh-eating fungus. He lost muscle tissue from his left leg. Doctors were able to save the leg and have since done skin grafts using pig hide. His grandfather Alf has been in constant contact with Adam's family in Melbourne. But on Saturday, after a CAT scan revealed a spot on one of his kidneys, Adam spent 6 hours in surgery.
They did the exploratory on the kidney and they found out that it was festered and everything else and very enlarged, so they had to remove it.
While all this is happening, Adam has to spend at least 2 hours a day in this hypotank or oxygen pressure chamber to fight the rare fungus. The Alfred Hospital has produced this video on how a patient is treated in the oxygen chamber.
There's a sister always in the hypo chamber with Adam, and they call it going for a dive.
Unfortunately, Adam will be spending his Christmas in hospital with his mother, father and sister Kelly with him. According to grandfather Alf, Adam has shown incredible courage through the whole ordeal, even out of character for the 12-year-old.
I've seen him when we've gone bushwalking and things like as a youngster, seen dead birds or seen dead kangaroos about, and he's actually cried, to see the native fauna and that they're destroyed and killed and things like that. And I didn't know he was such a fighter.
Politicians strike out. Colourful floodwaters continue this brighter. Evan, who is in a Melbourne hospital suffering a cruel succession of medical ailments. Prime Television today launched a public appeal to assist the family with the huge expenses in getting Adam out of intensive care and onto the road to recovery. We first met 12-year-old Adam Bevan, a student at Peel High School, after he was airlifted to Melbourne's Alfred Hospital. To say his medical condition is complex is an understatement. After cancer was treated, he developed a rare flesh-eating fungus, he nearly lost his leg, he has lost a kidney and has recently undergone skin grafts. Adam has been into the operating theatre 26 times. Today, Adam's father, Wayne's workmates from Ridley Corporation, donated $1,000 to help the family. Today, Prime Television launched a public appeal to assist the Bevan family who are staying with Adam while he's in the Alfred Hospital.
We've had approaches from a number of people wanting to know how they can help, and we're just simply acting as a catalyst to allow people to be able to contribute.
Tamworth Courthouse Hotel Social Club sent $360 to the family for Christmas.
This young kid is battling so hard that we thought we'd try and give him a bit of a help, so that's where it'll come about.
Adam's grandfather, Alf, himself confined to a wheelchair, is in daily contact with Wayne and Judy Bevan during their bedside vigil with their son. The whole family is bewildered by the number of medical complications and how Adam is coping.
Well, I'd like to know myself. It's unreal. Well, I've never ever heard of it in my life before.
Adam could be in the Alfred Hospital for at least another 2 months while doctors continue to battle his complex medical conditions. And donations to the Adam Bevan appeal can be left at any branch of the ANZ Bank. If you're keen to learn a new skill or
their kitchen to fire. The fire broke intensive care in Melbourne. 12-year-old Adam Bevan has returned home to Tamworth. There were emotional scenes at Tamworth Airport last night where Adam was greeted by a large contingent of family, friends and the media. 11 of Adam's family members were flown to Prince Alfred Hospital for his long-awaited release.
Terrific day, eh? No big dramas, no.
Adam has had 5 treatments of chemotherapy for Hodgkin's disease. He was also forced to undergo skin grafts to repair the dead tissue destroyed by severe flesh-eating virus. The holidays may be over, but the death making miracle history, Adam Bevan is finally home. The 12-year-old has spent the past 3 months in a Melbourne hospital battling a rare flesh-eating disease. He's now beaten it and has returned to Tamworth to the most emotional of homecomings.
An early morning boarding for a very special plane flight. Adam Bevan's family and best mate Matthew climbed on board for the trip they've all been praying for, a trip to Melbourne to bring him home.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Eh?
The chartered flight was provided by Tamair, and for nervous family members, it was an anxious journey. At Melbourne's Alfred Hospital, though, all that was forgotten as the Bevan family met again in the most public of reunions. Our own David Evans was among the waiting media throng, one of the first to speak to the gutsy boy who's won Tamworth's heart.
Tell us how you're feeling.
Great, I feel like I could do anything.
A remarkable recovery for a boy doctors feared wouldn't make it.
Amazing. I mean, he is honestly a miracle.
Adam spent 68 days in intensive care, and through it all his family has been there. 10-year-old sister Kelly spent her school holidays here. She knows the hospital back to front. She also knows what Adam has been through.
He looks terrific today. What's your feeling about seeing him in the wheelchair down below with all the media?
It's all right, I suppose, because I've seen him before, so it isn't all that exciting, but it's still exciting that he's coming home.
And just before the flight home, a thank you to Tamworth from Adam's parents.
All the cards and gifts that have been sent down to Adam and all the kind words and people have rung us and telegrams and faxes, and it's just been marvellous.
The flight home was more relaxed with the extra passenger on board, and at Tamworth Airport, yet more hugs and kisses. Doctors expect Adam will make a full recovery. He'll spend the next few weeks in rehabilitation, then it's back to school and back to a normal life.
Yeah, welcome home, mate. That's all from us.
Alfred Hospital, but finally left for home today.
The news that Adam Bevan could finally return home to Tamworth today brought music to his ears.
Seeing all my family and friends and my dog.
Adam has spent 3 months in Melbourne's Alfred Hospital fighting a rare fungal disease, commonly known as the flesh-eating disease. It's believed he caught the fungus following a playground tumble which caused a scab to form. He'd previously suffered from lymphatic cancer.
Adam was extremely close to death. Anybody with this type of condition affecting any part of the body, the survival is unusual.
Adam underwent countless operations to have the dead body tissue removed.
It was growing so fast that he needed to have operations every day, and he needed to have trips to the hyperbaric chamber 3 times every day for both of those things for the first 2 weeks.
Many people helped Adam to remain optimistic, even basketball stars like Andrew Gaze and Tony Ronaldson. But his biggest inspiration was his family and friends, a small plane load arriving in Melbourne today to celebrate his return home.
I'm absolutely elated. The only trouble there, I tried not to cry, but I did.
Adam will return to Tamworth with his family and friends this afternoon. There he'll spend more time recuperating in the local hospital before finally being allowed to go home.
He will need more rehabilitation and he will have to develop more muscle strength, which he will, but he should return to normal life.
Kim Carter, 10 News.
A Sydney conference...
Weeks in intensive care to beat the odds.
Hiding his excitement under a baseball cap, Adam Bevan left the Alfred to be reunited with his best mate and his pop, among a small group of friends and family flown down from Tamworth. Last November, he fell victim to a rare flesh-eating infection known as mucormycosis after grazing his knee in a playground tumble. Doctors believe Adam's pre-existing struggle with lymphoma, a form of cancer, made him more susceptible to the infection they describe as extremely aggressive.
Perhaps comparable with a severe gangrene in the way it invades through the tissue and affects the rest of the body and usually always causes death.
Critically ill, Adam was airlifted to Melbourne where he spent 19 consecutive days in surgery.
We couldn't think, we just walked around like zombies for 2 weeks and not knowing what was going to happen.
Though Adam stayed in intensive care for more than 2 months, up to 6 hours a day would be spent here in a hyperbaric chamber where high levels of oxygen are used to fight bacteria and aid healing.
I didn't think he was going to make it, and he's just proved himself to be such a fighter.
Adam puts his survival down to the constant presence of his mum and dad.
They means a lot. Love me and stuff, and I love them too.
As he recovers from the loss of a kidney and extensive skin grafts, doctors say Adam will be walking within weeks.
Have raised $360 in a raffle. The issue of AIDS and HIV could work again. Joe McManaman is an organiser of one of the many line dancing competitions which run hand in hand with the Country Music Festival. He says although the festival, which brings 30,000 visitors to Tamworth, is 5 months away, he knows now line dancers may be forced to join the hundreds of campers on the riverbank, who this year were thrown into chaos when the Peel River rose to flood levels on January the 25th.
Is that why everybody?
That's why everyone's going.
Everybody's going. We're watching all the traffic going.
Our big problem is that the motels are full, the caravan parks are just about at bursting points.
So what are the alternatives when motels and hotels are full and last year's tent city was nearly washed out after torrential rains? One scheme has been used successfully, home hosting, where Tamworth families open up their doors and in many cases their hearts to total strangers. Let's see if homestay really works. I'm with Joyce Bevan, who's grandmother of Adam Bevan, who we saw a lot about a few months ago. But Joyce, does homestay work and what are the good and bad points?
Well, to us it's been really wonderful. We've met so many great people, from the old to line dancers and from all over the place, and we really love doing it and enjoy it.
Does pandemonium happen in January?
Yes, I think it does, yes. Very much so.